Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates.
Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to have a very unique video about famous cricketer Virat Kohli and his current situation, and it's a kind of tension for all the cricket fans in India right now, whether Virat Kohli is going to be back into his form. Is he going to play well in the future? What happened to him? And everybody is worried about his current performance in all three formats of cricket, right? So he was the biggest star of Indian cricket at one point of time, and now there is a kind of downturn that Virat Kohli is going through. And I thought we should make a beautiful video about astrological analysis, both from classical astrology point of view and also from the modern astrology point of view, including the outer planets. Alright, so I'm going to make this video to focus more on his achievements and also his current dashas and antardashas, and what's going to happen in next 6 to 12 months period of time for Virat Kohli. Okay, so stick on to this video until the end, and I would like your comments, and I would like you to really understand how the outer planets is going to influence human beings. Let's go to the actual video. So this is about the rise and fall of Virat Kohli in terms of his career, I can say. And of late, in the last 2 years, we are seeing his low performance trend, and they tried in all three formats of cricket, like 20 overs game, 50 overs game, and the test match games, the 5-day match. So in all the three formats, he is not really getting a kind of success, the juice of success, which he used to get it in the last 12 to 15 years. All right, so let's try to analyze his chart. Let's go and visit his early childhood. Virat Kohli was born on 5th of November 1988. This is what is the date of birth, and I found it in the internet. Okay, and he was very active and a smiling boy when he was in his childhood, and he was born to Prem Kohli and Madam Saroj Kohli. All right, so he had a very good interaction with his parents, friends, and all. His early childhood went very well in his school as well. Okay, unfortunately, he lost his father when he was about 18 years of age due to heart attack. It happened, unfortunately, in the year 2006. All right, so ever since he is living with his mother, and he got into marriage recently in the year 2017. If you just take a quick look of what is the net worth of Virat Kohli that is there in the net as on 2022, it's about $115 million. In Indian rupees, I can say easily about close to 900 crore rupees. All right, so he earns every year 48 crores. It's a lot of money. And if you really see, his main income is coming from IPL. So almost on an average 15 crores he makes for every IPL season in the last 10 years, perhaps, or even more than that. Right, so there's a lot about this information in the net. You can always go and take a look. But important thing is that he is quite a rich cricketer, and I can say one of the highly paid cricketers in the world as of now. Now, so let's see some of the achievements that he made, remarkable achievements. So he got Sir Garfield Sobers Trophy in the year 2017-2018, International Cricketer of the Year, ICC ODI Player of the Year in both 2012 and 2017. Look at those years. I will remind back about those years connecting to his dashas and antardashas. All right, so he got the ICC Test Team of the Year award in 2017. He was a captain, and he got the Padma Shri. Okay, that's one of the highest awards for a civilian, especially for a cricketer like him, sportsman like him in 2017. And also he got the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award in 2018, Arjuna Award in 2013. So it's quite a big achievement, list of achievements. His statistics, his averages, his cricketing statistics is outstanding. He has the most runs in the year 2018 by any cricketer. Okay, so I think he is quite a profound cricketer. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And now, in personal life, even he got married to a very beautiful woman by name Anushka Sharma, and they were dating from 2013, and they got really married in the year 2017 in Italy, and it was. Yeah, it was a kind of surprise, sudden announcement about the wedding, and even they got a beautiful daughter, baby girl, in the year 2021 January. All right, so there's a lot of positive things that has happened to him until last 2 years, right? So let's try to understand the Vedic astrological chart of Virat Kohli. So I've just taken this from the internet, and I'm not exactly sure about his date and time of birth, but most of the astrologers, whoever has made some predictions about him, has been using Sagittarius ascendant, which is going to be on the 5th of November 1988, and it comes about 10:28 in the morning. All right, he was born in New Delhi anyway. So let's take it granted that this is the correct time of birth of Virat Kohli. And now, if that were to be the case, he's born in the ascendant sign of Sagittarius. So let's try to analyze his chart one by one. So where is his Lagna Lord or the ascendant Lord? It goes and sits in the sixth house of competition. So that means this is not an easy life for a person. Always there is a connection between Lagna and sixth house. This is what makes a person to work hard, and he's certainly going to get success in his field. Okay, always please understand the sixth house dictates the success in one way or the other, as it is the Bhagyam, the ninth house from the 10th house. That means if you consider 10th house here, the ninth from the, sorry, 10th house is this one, the ninth from that is the sixth house, and his Lagna Lord goes and sits there. What does it mean? It means that he has to work very hard with his competitors, and he is going to see success. And this is the general trend throughout his life. Okay, and next point, he has got second Lord Saturn in his Lagna. Okay, Saturn is kind of planet which slows down his decision-making abilities and things like that in certain aspects. Okay, so it would have given him a bit of struggle in his childhood, and it makes him think a lot. Okay, Saturn in the Lagna makes you to think a lot. All right. So a quick look at his Rahu. Classical astrology says that Rahu owns the zodiac sign of Aquarius. So third lord in the third house. This is what makes him very courageous person. So he goes and gives 100% on his field, and he keeps himself very much physically fit, and he uses his intelligence. So Rahu is a Algavadi planet, and a bad planet in the bad house is a Raja Yogam, they say. So third house is a kind of Trig Bhavam, and Rahu really does well when it goes to third house. But it may not be very good for the younger siblings. Okay, so Rahu makes him a brave cricketer who uses a third house also represents our hand, and Rahu is there. It's an amplifier. Rahu amplifies the effects of third house. This is what I'm reading through his classical astrology chart. And fourth house, he has got Mars. Bhumiputra Mars goes to the fourth house. It makes him a kind of Manglic. Anyway, Mangal dosha is there for him with fourth house Mars, but it is the fifth lord in the fourth house. So, for what does this say? So fourth house represents Bhumi and all that. So he may have a lot of properties. He will have landed properties and many things related to positivity of Mars. Okay, so fourth house Mars. What else we can say about it? It's a red planet which is there in the fourth house, which gives him a lot of name and fame in his motherland as well. Okay, so here the fifth house is empty. The Lord is sitting in the 12th from itself, so he will have a lot of efforts that is needed to become famous cricketer. Initially, he must have gone through a lot of struggles, but he will achieve success once he reaches certain dashas, which we are going to see now. Okay, and then look at the sixth house. I already told you that sixth lord Venus, it goes to the 10th house. There is a connection between the sixth house and the 10th house as well. So this is very, very important because this is the one which makes him work hard and get the name and fame. It's always there. So the karma house and the sixth house of competition is connected in his horoscope. Very well connected in his horoscope. Okay, so seventh house is empty. The lord of the seventh house is Gemini. Gemini is the seventh house. The lord of the Gemini is Mercury. It goes into the 11th house of Labam. So he will get wedded to a very, very beautiful celebrity, and definitely he is going to be benefited from this marriage. 11th house of incoming gains. Okay, and yeah. Let's see the eighth house. Eighth house is important for sports. All right, sports and other activities is also seen by eighth house. Moon goes to the 10th. So eighth house is connected also with the 10th house of Karmasthanam. So he is definitely a very good celebrity player. All right, and then look at his ninth house. Ninth house shows the spoiled position with the father. That means he may lose his father at an early age and things like that, which is what has already happened. Ninth house is his belief system also. It's Ketu there. So nothing much benefit I can see there, but the ninth lord goes to the 11th house. The Surya is in his 11th house of gain. So definitely he's a very lucky cricketer, and the Surya, but Surya is in his fall house. That means in Libra, Surya is going to get debilitated. I'm not sure how much angle it is in this chart. We can see that in the next slide. Okay, so what is happening here is 11th house has Pluto. Okay, that is what can make him very rich personality. But Pluto, remember, it is a fall house for Pluto in Libra as well. Okay, so by looking into the normal classical astrological chart, it doesn't fully tell us why Virat Kohli became very famous personality, other than Rahu in the third house and Jupiter in the sixth. So other than this, I don't see a very prominent information that I can get it from classical astrology chart. So let's look into Greenstone Lobo chart with scientific astrology. So this will throw some more light on his being famous. So why a person can be a famous person when planet Z gets deepest exaltation point. Okay, planet Z is the Manmata, or the planet which gives the name and fame. So for Virat Kohli, this planet gets into exaltation point. It gets exalted in Libra. So his Bhagyadipati, ninth house is Bhagyadipati. The lord of the ninth house is called Bhagyadipati. He goes and sits in the zodiac sign of Libra and gets into its deepest exaltation point. This is what makes Virat Kohli famous both overseas and in the motherland as well. So this planet Z also throws its aspect directly on the fifth house of sports and activities and all that, right? So the fifth house of Lakshmi Sthanam is also aspected by this planet Z. So this is what is a very, very strong point in his horoscope. All right, and look at the planet X. So sixth lord sits directly in the 10th house in green condition. So planet X, Kubera, gives him lots and lots of money, tons and tons of money, and it is connected with his karmasthanam. So he's going to be a very rich cricketer, certainly at one point of time, and he gets a lot of recognition. So planet X and planet Z is very, very well placed. And look at the 10th lord, planet Y. It goes and sits in the 8th house of sports. Of course, it is debilitated in Cancer zodiac sign, but still, maybe he's not very good in numbers, and he's not as good as Dhoni, because MS Dhoni had this planet Y in the Lagnam, because MS Dhoni was born in the zodiac sign of Gemini as ascendant, and he had exalted planet Y. So he was very, very good person in numbers and all that. But he may not be that great in number game, but still there is a connection of 8th lord and 8th house and the 10th house here. So 10th lord sits in the 8th house, and it makes him very, very good sportsman. Okay, So Uranus is in a fall house. The third lord also gets connected into the first house. It makes him work very very hard. So third lord gets connected with Lagna. It's also making me a sense that he's going to be a very strong cricketer, so who uses his arms and scores runs, right? So that's the thing about it. And then Pluto is really not good for him. It's completely in the fall house, so it doesn't do well in Libra. So the 12th lord in the 11th house. So what is 12th house? 12th house is all about foreign connections, right? So I don't know whether he is lucky in the foreign land, but definitely he is lucky in India. He has won a lot of matches for India in house. That means within Indian jurisdiction, he has fifth lord Mars in the fourth house. So much to talk about outer planets. Chiron is also in fall house. Okay, eighth lord himself is in the fall house. And then the main two planets which has given him the name and fame is planet Z, which is the Manmatha, and then planet X, Kuvera. So these two have made him what is Virat Kohli that we see. And Neptune comes to the first house. The fourth lord comes to the first house. Fourth house connection in the first house means he has got all the comfort, Sukham. And Neptune is a very spiritual planet. He may be a person who believes in God. He may be a strong believer of God as well, with Neptune being in the deepest exaltation in Sagittarius Lagna. Right, so all these points fits in very well. I don't see any major problems in terms of outer planets. Of course, Pluto is not well placed in his horoscope, but by position, 11th house means he gets a lot of money. Okay, so that is the point here. Now, currently, what is happening to Virat Kohli? Let's see his classical astrology chart, which gives us the Vimshottari Dasha system. Just now, I was telling you guys to remember which were the years in which he was really getting a lot of names and fames. That was, I can recall, between 2010 and 2018, he made a lot of good name and fame and also a lot of money. So if you see this, Dasha of Mars, it gave him the cricketing. He entered the cricketing world in a very nice way. Okay, especially towards the end of Mars Dasha, but it was really Rahu which made Virat Kohli to become famous cricketer. That's what I can see here, because Rahu is well placed in the third house, and according to classical astrology, it's its own house. So this 10 years, what we saw, I'm going to go in depth about Rahu Dasha right now after this slide. Okay, so remember, Rahu Dasha made him famous person, and it also gave him lots and lots of name and fame and money and so many awards. All right, let's go to the next slide and see what is going on inside Rahu Dasha. So the Antardashas of main Dasha Rahu is given here. You can see there is a real problem here when it came to the third quarter of 2020. Right, so this is Ketu. Ketu is actually his 12th lord. Okay, so according to classical astrology, Ketu owns the zodiac sign of Scorpio, and this is the downfall of him. There is a loss of name and fame that started in 2020. He started becoming quite a weak player, and whatever he was trying to do, he couldn't score runs. His average became very low. And you may ask me a question. Of course, we can explain astrologically why Ketu Dasha was bad for him. Ketu Antardasha was bad for him. But how about Venus? Venus should bring name and fame, right? So just go back two slides before and look at Venus. Venus, according to classical astrology, is the lord of sixth house of competitors. So the competitors are really going to give him tough times, and he's going to. And this sixth lord Venus is sitting in the 10th house as well. So there is a connection between 6th and 10th, I told you already. And then Venus is also the ruler of 11th house. There is name and fame, there is money, but there is lot of domination of competitions. Okay, if that is the case, the Venus Antardasha is also not a very good bright spot for him. So you can take a split result here. As a lord of 6th house, Venus is going to put him down, and as a lord of 11th house, it is going to give him still lot of money, as well as network circle is going to be better for him. So maybe in the second part of Venus Antardasha, he may see some success. But initial part, he will be overthrown by the competitors. He lost his test. He lost the captaincy in the white ball game now, and even the red ball game as well. So it is these two planets which has really pulled him down. I can see this very, very clearly. All right. So let us even go one step further. Let's put Pratyantara Dasha. What exactly is happening now? It is more closer view of Pratyantara Dasha. So it is the moon which is ruling him from 2022 June to September. I'm talking about the next 3 to 4 months period of time. How is it going to be for Virat Kohli? If you see, this moon is going to take over, and in the sub period of Mahadasha of Rahu and Antardasha of Venus. So Rahu, Venus, Moon. So let's see these three planets: Rahu, Venus, and Moon. Rahu is the third lord. It is always giving good results for him in one way or the other, but Venus makes him work very hard as he is the lord of sixth house. Okay, and then Moon, my friends, Moon is the lord of eighth house according to classical astrology. I'm purely going by classical astrology. Parashara Hora Shastra tells us it's the lord of eighth house. So eighth lord connected in the 10th house. So there is a his connection of eighth and 10th makes him to go a bit weak, and it is not so good for him unless he works very, very hard and try to come out of it. The moon is not going to make his life easy. So he's going to score. He's going to further going to have low scoring games if at all he's selected. And now for the upcoming West Indies series, he's not there. And if at all he comes back to the World Cup, which is more important for India, how is he going to perform is all about his hard work and focus, which is really, really not possible with Moon becoming the Antardasha Lord. So if that happens after the next Antardasha, let us say after Moon, Mars is going to be there. So by September 2022, he's going to have his fifth lord, which is the lucky lord. So Mars is going to be lucky for Virat Kohli, so he can come back after this September. So if the World Cup happens or any key important games happens after September, he may perform well. So it may not be like going back to his old full-fledged form, but still he's going to make some good runs so that people starts getting confidence on him. Even Rahu Pratyantara Dasha is going to give him some boost. So that means until May 2023, he's going to do much better compared to what he's going to. So that means, is he going to be retiring? Absolutely no. In my personal prediction, Virat Kohli is not a person who is going to give up easily. His sixth house has Jupiter. His Lagna Lord sits in the house of competition. And even though it's an enemy house, right? Jupiter's enemy is Venus. It is in its enemy house. He's the fighter. He's not going to give back. So I think Mars and Rahu will come to his rescue, and his own Lagnadipati will take over. I'm talking in terms of Pratyantara Dasha, right? So still the Venus is dominating in the Venus Antardasha, but of course the Pratyantara Dashas will always favor him in one way or the other. So if you are an Indian cricket fan, you will be praying for Virat Kohli to come back to his form. I'm very sure by September, when Rahu takes over in the in the Pratyantara Dasha period, he's going to make some runs. He will not be scoring less than 30, or he may get into 50s in few occasions. Okay, so let's keep this prediction, watch it out for him, and we wish good luck to Virat Kohli because he's one of my favorite cricketers personally as well. And he was very consistent cricketer, always a fighter. He will not give it up easily. I'm very sure he will come back and do well in his next. Okay, I'm not going to go into details of these outer planets here. Just Planet X and Planet Z makes him famous personality. So even though he may even retire later on, probably in 2 or 3 years from now, he's going to still make money, and he's going to be an expert coach, and he will still contribute to Indian cricket in one way or the other. So I see this person to be a very famous celebrity of all times, and he is going to even have a very good retired life also. All right, so his 10th house is still always embedded with planet X, Kubera, and he's always connected with the sports. So eighth lord in the 10th house, 10th lord in the 8th house, he's always connected in some way or other with sports. All right, so that's all I wanted to tell. Outer planet condition as of July, and this should be December. So this is July as of current, and I'm making this video in the July 2022. So for him, the planet X has gone to the 7th house, and planet Z, which is his most favorable planet, is in its small house. So there is a lot of struggles. Even after December, it is not giving very good results for him, planet Z. Okay, so there will be a kind of slowdown for him, and perhaps 2023 we have to analyze again and see how well the outer planets is going to make results for him. Okay, and Uranus, the third lord, is in the 5th house, which is good for him. He's going to put a lot of efforts, but the results will all depend on his original green planets, which is planet Z, and planet X is still in the 6th house, and so he is flooded with competition. By the end of the year, he will have to face lots of competition, and he may do well in the year 2023. All right, so that's all is my analysis. Let's wish good luck to Virat Kohli. After September, we will see him scoring some runs. Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please do so, and I need a lot of encouragement from you guys. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.